Yo, people, welcome back to the channel. So, today I got two Chelsea fans on, and of course, Brad from the Full Time Focus, who is a Leicester fan. Boys, introduce yourselves.
Yeah, well, I'm the faceless one at the moment. Let me sort that out. I'm not ashamed to be here as a Leicester fan, even though our season's not gone brilliantly. But I am representing Leicester, proud as ever. So thanks for having me on. I'm looking forward to this preview. I think it's going to be a fun game to discuss. And yeah, full time focus is my Twitter handle. Um, yeah, and just thanks for having us on.
Oh, there you
One
go.
of you, one of you, so you're going to introduce yourself.
All right,
That's what
I'll
he
go.
asked.
Sorry, I was trying to be polite, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll go last." All right. Uh, name's JP from At a Time Podcast. If you want to check out my channel, like, share, subscribe. Let's go Chelsea. I did not know you were a Leicester fan, so I guess please let us win. You're welcome for the Premier League, and I'm still bitter about the FA Cup. So,
Yeah,
but good to have you here, bro.
Cheers, man. Cheers.
Nipun. Looks like he doesn't want to
Oh,
introduce him.
hello.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
woken up. He's woken up, folks. He's here.
yeah. My name's Nipun. I am the owner of NS Sports TV. You can also find me. I'm also a regular panelist on Worldwide Chelsea and Coach's Corner. And you can also find me on every other YouTube channel's comment section.
Yeah, but uh, Brad, quickly give us your team news. Who's out? Who's injured?
Well, we've got the long term casualties. Not that the first one's not that really relevant. He's like 19th choice goalkeeper, but Jakupovic is out for the season. Um, Bertrand we knew was out for the season, indeed he as well. But for a change, the back half of the season's been a little bit kinder towards Leicester. You know, notoriously we've struggled throughout with injuries or reoccurring injuries, part and parcel for most teams this season. Um, but we're coming out with the back end of it looking quite fit and ready to go. I don't know if maybe Leicester's precarious position in the league changed things, but we was as Leicester fans expecting a few changes. Um, Rodgers has mentioned youth, um, but it looks like he's going to end the season full strength. There was a little thing when Danny Ward got picked for the game recently against Watford, but apparently Rodgers wants to see him play in the Premier League, and he feels it's about time he got his first game, and he was supposed to play Norwich and Watford. But that aside, it sounds like we're going to go full strength to try and end the season on high as much as possible. I think maybe Rodgers and the lads didn't realise just how precarious 14th and 15th was looking as a possibility. So I'd like to say there's going to be a lot of changes and we're going to be on the beach. But never fear, we concede from corners and you've got Antonio Rudiger, so you're guaranteed at least a goal in the game. But I do expect us to be full strength, um, which is a little bit of a shame because I like to see youth given a chance at this point. We've had a few very successful ones. One that you paid £50 million for. Thanks for that. And another two have taken his place since then. But yeah, who knows? It might be he might be able to do it now. That we're more than safe. We might see Chelsea as a free hit and try and go out in style against Southampton at the end of the season. But I'm expecting a fairly strong Leicester lineup. To be fair.
Okay, and if Chelsea's team news is Werner is out and Havertz is a question mark. Kovacic didn't train yesterday, so I doubt he is starting. And Chilwell is also out and won't play. And Tuchel uh, says the reasons why Christensen didn't play the final will remain confidential. and he's not sure yet if Christensen will um, be featuring tomorrow or this weekend. And it is Chelsea's last press conference, so there will be no press conference ahead of the Watford game on Friday. So yeah,
Why not? Why no press conference?
because it's like it's um, it's like it's not normal to have a game on the Thursday and then a press conference on the Friday, and I don't know why they wanted not to make it on, let's say, the Saturday, because all the games are on
I,
Sunday.
I think clubs tend to actually normally roll a press conference into one for that. So you might find that he'll get asked a question about the game and then asked a question about Watford as well. Sometimes we do it. It's a bit strange, but that is strange if you're not going to have an entire press conference for the Watford game.
Can you
I think
let
they
us
just probably
know what
avoided.
Brendan Rodgers said about the? Oh God, in his press conference.
I'll let you know when Harris got around his guests and asked questions, mate.
Oh, but has he not had his yet?
Yes, I
Yeah, he's had it. I just haven't.
right.
Was it
Hopefully,
today?
We're playing at the Bridge, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, he
Yeah.
said he's very fond of Chelsea. I know you guys gave him pretty much his starter in his career, didn't you, Rodgers? In fact, Chelsea have
Yeah,
actually
he
got
was.
quite a good history with Leicester, haven't they, as well? We've had a few transfers either way between us. We've got quite the
A
reputation with
left back
Chelsea.
no one's gonna mention. A left back that no one's gonna mention.
Yeah, but you got Kante offers. I mean, all right, we sold you a dummy with Drinkwater, but you got your own back by taking
That was a
Chilwell.
panic
But
buy.
yeah, that really was. I'm afraid we suckered you in with that. I mean, we must have been doing laps around the dressing room when we heard you'd sent us an email with 30 million for him. Because a lot of
I
Leicester fans will tell you that had Matty James not been injured, he would have played instead of Danny Drinkwater.
Yeah, it was because I think it was at the Conte's time. Just the board wasn't backing him with any of his buys, so he just had to do what he can. And him,
Mm.
Zappacosta. I mean, list goes on with it, but it was
Guys,
just
I'll be right back.
poor.
I need to take my meds.
All right.
But do you also think too that they avoided or Tuchel's avoiding the press conference just because I I saw a little bit of today, but it just looked like all the questions were just about Andreas. Andreas this was one of. So maybe he's
yeah,
just avoiding another barrage of questions. I mean, who cares about this guy? Let that he's gonna be Barcelona's problem next season. He can complain about his tummy aches, how he has vaginal cramps, how this guy just doesn't want to play because he doesn't feel right. I'm sick of this guy. The Danish Maldini is a joke. This guy is a Danish Maguire. I don't know how he got that little title of Maldini. And no disrespect, I mean Maguire was fine on your team, but ever since he left, it's just been Manchester United's problem.
It's been the best 80 million we've ever found in our life.
The steal is it. I still think that was a better steal than Lukaku from Inter, because Maguire's just been like a man down the whole time.
It's
yeah.
been fun to watch.
Oh man, but what was Go ahead, I know.
No, go. Wait,
Oh no
I'm
no,
just
I was
thinking.
gonna ask like what were we talking about before the was it Rogers or something about Leicester's press conference?
Yeah, Nipun mentioned threw us off what we were talking about.
Yeah, you just mentioned like I'm a big admirer of Chelsea. That's all.
Mm, yeah.
But
But
um,
it does.
He's not usually too insightful. He's very well trained in the arts of media answers. I'll give him that much.
I can tell that because the press conference is 6 minutes long.
Yeah, yeah, he's
Yeah,
very well drilled on how to do his business on that one.
yeah, but if you guys have to say, how is this game going to unfold? Is it going to be Leicester just sitting back, or Chelsea attacking, or how you guys seeing this game unfolding?
Hello.
Hello, we can
Hey,
hear you,
Nipun.
Nipun. Um, you don't. The one thing you don't get, see, Nipun. The one thing you don't get with Chelsea, Leicester, I say in recent years, I can't even remember the game. And I mean, for those of you that maybe know the shirt, this is mid-90s. This is when so I even remember games like when you used to have an even better, much arguably a better squad than you actually have now. You had Zolas, you had your Graham Rousseaus, you had your Tees Hasselbanks. That era, I know that was more later 90s with the Hasselbanks and etc. But you had such a great team in that era. There've always been goals involved, and it's always got a bit of heated, controversial. It's like an outside rival without any mention of us being rivals or not liking each other. We seem to do each other favours and then screw each other over. Notably, we gave you Danny Drinkwater, but you gave us Dennis Wise. Um, most notably, you played a big part in getting your names mentioned for us winning the Premier League, but we also made sure you lost another FA Cup final, and so up and down. Really, it's been a roller coaster of relationship that Leicester seems to have with Chelsea, and I think it's going to be another scoring game. Like I said, all jokes aside, we have conceded from I think 16 goals from corners this season, and Rudiger loves the goal against us, and it's usually from a corner. So I mean, if you like to do any like free bets, and I don't endorse it, it's not a gambling thing or anything, but make sure you can only spend what you can afford, have fun,
Mhm.
and try and use free bets as best you can. If you have to do it, I don't advise it. But a Rudiger hat trick could be on the cards of how badly we defend from set pieces. Honestly,
No, 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 no,
honestly.
no,
That
No,
will
we
no.
be
are
the
really bad
best
at
game
corners.
of
We are so bad at corners right now.
Oh no! Hold our beer because we will provide you a goal if you're no good from corners. Do not worry
We can't
about
even
it.
make it past the first post.
That's all right. We put one on the first post and it hits it off us, and we pass it into the box for you. We'll flick
Either
it
way,
on.
I have the worst betting luck in history. I bet for the FA Cup final again. Bet only what you can afford. $5 was gonna win about $300. Like I'm not gonna do the conversion for a double, whether Chelsea win or lose. But it had to be that Luis Diaz and Pulisic were gonna score. The guys who had nothing but misses that game.
Oh,
Had
they're
I,
the
had I not made
worst.
that bet, it would have been probably
We have
five
to have an
to six.
uncomfortable conversation. Can we
the,
not chat about how shit Luis Diaz was in the FA Cup final?
the
We all
podcast.
should.
uh, okay, go ahead. But tell the people how bad it was.
We were shit. He was shit. He was just missing sitter after sitter after sitter. Oh, you Werner in disguise. Oh, you Werner in disguise.
Uh,
Oh, you Werner. Oh, you Werner. Oh, you Werner in disguise. Oh, you Werner
uh,
in disguise.
Uh,
Lads, why are you singing about Timo Werner? Is it true that Tuchel was asked why he didn't bring him on, and he said he went to bring him on, but he missed a pitch and landed on the bench? I used that awful joke on the channel I go on. I had to use it here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You are
Oh, see,
absolutely
I've taken it.
lovely.
He's gone off camera because of it. Oh, I've ruined the day. I've
uh,
ruined the channel.
no. I
Uh,
just
thank you.
no.
uh,
I'm still trying to figure out why.
That's
I'm still trying to figure out why we brought in Ruben Loftus-Cheek for like 10 seconds and then brought in Barkley. Again, thank you. I think he was like probably one of my favorite signings. Just we didn't use him all that much, and I get it why, but I thought he was pretty good when he was at Leicester or Leicester Everton. I'm sorry, but
Which
um,
team?
I got the answer to your question. He said in the press conference, RLC came off of Barkley as a penalty decision.
oh,
So
then
okay.
then
Tuchel expected Loftus-Cheek to do something in extra time. so Chelsea
That's a
can
false
win the
nine?
game.
Oh, right.
Well,
Oh my god, he was
why
slower
else
than
would he
Lukaku.
bring him
He had
on?
that.
Why
I
else?
forgot who it was that fed him the through ball, but he looked like he was like on
Yeah.
in FIFA. His energy bar was just down to nothing, and he couldn't run. He was that. So I was like, had that been Werner, had that been Kepa, it would have been a goal. That guy was just on like molasses.
He was wearing bricks.
I thought when Barkley was coming, I was like, okay, he's gonna take out Silva. Silva looked tired. I do not want to see a tired Silva. Oh, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Oh my god! For like half a second, I uttered the words Tuchel out, but I was just like, no, I'm not an Arsenal fan. I'm not gonna go against my. I had to support Tuchel. We have no other choice but support Tuchel. But hey, at least it's better than Arsenal situation. I can't wait to see that Amazon Prime documentary.
Imagine if Arsenal lose to Everton on the final day of the season.
I don't have to imagine it's gonna happen.
You actually think Everton will beat Arsenal?
They have more fight in them than Arsenal do. I mean, like everyone says the same thing. Newcastle looked like the team that were fighting for top 4, and Arsenal looked like they were at the beach, and that was true, start to finish. The reason why it's just funny because then it's always it's gonna be an outrageous series of episodes from AFTV, especially with Ty.
Don't talk to me about that clown.
You know what's the worst clown? That guy Julian. Oh my god,
Julian is so deluded.
That guy. Which more deluded? Honestly, it's like my dad. Just whenever we're running this much on like orange juice and he fills it with a gallon of water, it's that deluded. I can't understand what like it's the ref's fault. Did this and then Julian? We look like we should have won the game. Where? There was nothing.
Before it kicked off.
Julian is a sore loser. Let's be real.
Julian, I gotta know what type of ganja he's been smoking because he must have been watching a whole different type of game because you can't say that with a sober mind. It's either way, but that's that channel. And that's why I've been. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you want to know what I find the most hilarious thing about Arsenal season? Right, we're talking about not just Banter FC. Forget all the jokes aside. This sums up Arsenal in a whole entirety. The club and the fans at the end of last season. This is exactly how it went. Oh, well, we're glad we get 8th. We can concentrate on getting in the Champions League next year. We don't want to play in the Europa League or the Europa Conference. How's that working out for you, lads? So you bailed on Europe to get the same Europe you tried to avoid last season. Well done, Arsenal. Well done. That's
trust the process, trust the nonsense. Honestly, those fans are like this. They're nothing but flip flops. They're nothing but flip flopping.
I'm sure
losers.
You 3 will agree with me. But the best thing to happen to Arsenal was Arteta sign a 3-year contract extension.
Mate, I want his agent.
Qualifying for Champions League. How was that even a smart idea?
I don't know who his agent is getting up these deals, but I want his number. I want to get in contact, see if he can help me out, get a job, something like that. Because bloody hell. How does
be telling the truth?
I want to know the size of his cojones to go into the boardroom and go, "Hey, up, how about a new deal for me then?" Because what the hell does that where does that email come from to suggest that we need to have a work about a deal?
It's just the fact that he has Guardiola as a reference. That's the equivalent of every. I don't know if it's the same thing around England, but how it's when a frat guy said, "You know who my dad is, bro? You know who my mentor is, bro?
Yeah,
bro." Pep, call. I need you to get this deal negotiated. They're gonna call you as a reference.
Pep. Yeah, Uncle Pep. Yeah, it's like having Richard Branston as your uncle and putting him down as a reference, isn't it? It's gonna go well for you.
I mean, you can't really expect much when your mentor is Guardiola, and then you have Farts Teta as the manager. Now it's
Mate, I said this last year, right? I said this about Arteta last year. I said they've got a manager that puts the fucking cones out backwards.
Oh man, and I can't believe that. Isn't it true that they chose Arteta over Conte?
Probably.
Yep.
And they
Yes,
chose
how did that
Rasita
work out?
over
How
Tuchel.
did that work out?
They probably thought they meant Ngolo.
Imagine oh god. Who do you think is a more unlikable manager, Jurgen Klopp or Mikel Arteta?
Jurgen Klopp. I've never
Yeah,
heard. I'm sorry, right? And the reason is that man once blamed the length of grass.
That's what I love about him. It's just like this guy is just jokes. Like he's not serious, but he
Yeah,
looks like
it's like
everyone's like grandpa. It's like you can't be mad at him. It doesn't matter if he yells at you.
yeah,
But Arteta, you
actually,
just want to smack him in the face.
yeah, you do. You really do. He has got a punch in the face. But another thing with Klopp is right, and Pep suffers some more of bad traits, but this is the one trait they both share in together, right? If they beat you, right, they'll give you a quick mention and then they'll praise their squad to the hills. If they draw against you or just beat you in a tight game, you played really well, you played good football, and they were lucky to beat you, and they compliment you. The second you beat them, whether it's 1-0, 3-0, 5-0, oh, it's hard to play football against a side that doesn't want to play football. They didn't want to play football. Probably what were they playing, Klopp? Were they playing basketball? Is that what they beat you are? Were they shooting hoops, mate, going for 3-pointers? I mean, where's your logic? Oh, but yeah. Anyway, right. Chelsea Leicester. We're discussing that. So I feel like we're
Right.
talking
I
that.
apologize for bringing up that.
Sorry, sorry.
That's
No,
on me.
I don't. Yeah.
I might
Okay,
not clock into
but
work today now.
yeah, but okay. First, I'm going to give how I see. So for me, this game, there's going to be goals either way. It's either going to be Leicester dominating or Chelsea having a freak show and scoring three three goals past them. And I still remember that Rudiger goal. It's the ball hits him off his thigh, and it's into the goal. What a amazing technique! Lukaku should probably learn from that technique how to hit it off your thigh
Yeah,
because I don't think he can control it with his thigh. So maybe just shoot with it. And yeah, if if we lose, I'm going to be so angry. I swear,
But
if we
why?
lose,
Brad is gonna cook
Why?
us on the Football for Thought podcast if we
yeah, it's
lose.
gonna cook us.
Are
It's gonna
you
cook.
are you up for it, by the way? Sunday.
I should be. I should be fine for it. Yeah, there's no reason I'm not. To my knowledge,
I will
got
also be
nothing wrong.
available. Depends on what time. If it's 10 p.m., I can join for let's say half an hour. If it's 9, that will be great. But
Yeah, 9
11
p.m. UK.
9 p.m. UK, that's 10, yeah. So then that's half an hour.
That's
Half an
fine.
hour.
That's
So
fine.
Yeah. So, yeah. But hopefully we dominate. But I think it's gonna be a draw and it's gonna be a low scoring game. That's my elite predictions, and it's gonna be another Pulisic like not putting the ball through early enough, and it's gonna be the midfield. Oh, pray this midfield does good for once without Kovacic. Pray, let's and
Do
yeah,
you do you think Ivan Perisic should be a good signing?
I'm 50-50
the
about it.
age. That's the age. That's the problem because
If we use him, go ahead. Sorry.
Would you take him at Leicester, Brad?
Right now, no, it's not our philosophy. I've always said this. Yes, you have to have a mixture of experienced heads and older, wiser players, but you take Schmeichel, Vardy, and Evans, who are replaceable. I'm not saying that as if they're not replaceable. I mean, Danny Ward's a great number 2. we're going number one. But if you take them core players out of our squad, our average age is right down at like 25. We're one of the youngest squads in the Premier League, so I wouldn't want them for that. But anyway, continue with what you were saying, mate.
I think it would be good, but if it's a short-term option, and I'm looking long-term, that's my thing.
Oh.
But if we can't find a long-term option, then get him in straight away, because we need someone who is just a bit capable. But if you look, people are shouting for Cucurella, and if I am not mistaken, I think he's also like 30. How old is he?
Is Cucurella 30?
Mark
No way.
Yeah, I thought,
Correa's young.
23.
Marco Correa's
yeah, it's
young.
23, 24. He's very young. I was
Yeah.
going to say, there's no way
He
he's
I'd say
looks a
30.
bit like Hugh Wizzy. You know that Arsenal fan?
No, he doesn't. He looks like Marwan Fellaini, but better.
I would say he looks like great value David Luiz, or if you remember this old singer, Tiny Tim.
Do you not know who Hugh Wizzy is, Brad?
Yeah, he's goalkeeper. A YouTuber more, but he's an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, he looks like, that's what he looks like. The curly hair, the beard.
I can see that, yeah, I guess, yeah.
Tiny Tom. I just googled it, and he looks like
Oh,
him.
dear.
Tiny Tim
He's
and David
yeah. I
Luiz
mean,
combined.
if you watch SpongeBob back in the day, he used to do like some of like the high pitched songs. He even did, if you watch scary movies, was it Insidious? He did that Through the Window song. I didn't think this guy that looks like this would make a song that nice, but then you put it into a scary movie. We're going all over the place. I gotta stop.
Yeah.
But but to answer your question with Perisic, I did see that he could be an option as left wing back. I'm not sure how experienced he is in that. I'm not gonna lie and say I keep up with him, but I think he would be a good second choice there as to be for a backup for Ben Chilwell, considering that Alonso's gonna lead to Barca.
Thank fuck for that.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't want to be too disrespectful to Alonso. Yes, shame on him for having that fight with Tuchel, but considering that he's been picking up the slack and there was a big shoes to fill for the Ben Chilwell, Alonso was not anyone's first, second, third, or fourth choice in that role. And given that he had limited, breaks, I think it was just we had to show a little bit of respect in that manner. But if you're gonna fuck off to Barcelona, go ahead. But at least he did it the right way, better than Christensen did.
Yeah. But
he also called.
Nipun. Let him speak. He's the host. Let him get his question out. Come on, mate.
No, Nipun, what are you going to say? I
But
know
he
Nipun
is
doesn't like to
also-
talk about Chelsea.
But Marcus Alonso is also, he also called Thomas Tuchel a puta.
Yeah, how emotional. He's not. Is he? No, he's Spanish. The Spanish people with Latinos get yeah, puta. That's like saying like I'm not gonna pretend like I'm English or something, but it's like calling a wanker or something. Who cares?
Oh.
Like it's there. It's now if you called them like something else a little bit more off, like that was level 1. Then you can go to level 5 if you want to. But I mean, he played and. If he didn't play well in the FA Cup final, like I said, he could have probably done a little bit better, but he gave 110%. It looked like. Then I would have been like, this guy needs to fuck off. But he tried. At least he didn't show up 5 minutes before the game. My tummy hurts, coach. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, and that's it. Even Thiago Silva, played through extra time with hamstring problem. So, yeah. Brad, just in the private chat, quickly send me your Leicester lineup.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'll
Then Nipun and JP, how do you
I'll
see this game
WhatsApp it
going?
to you.
Like, yeah, you guys can also say because Now, you see, I have the Chelsea players on here, so I can just move them. It's just more difficult with the Leicester players because,
For our lineup for tomorrow's game.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But just, Nipun, just quickly tell the people, how do you think this game will unfold? Will it be a scoring game, low scoring game? Will Leicester sit back? Will Chelsea sit back? How is it going to be?
Just nipping pausing for dramatic effect.
I was
Yeah.
like, Dippin, come on, I gotta go back to work. Is he frozen? No.
I don't know. I think
Nipun,
he's just gone deaf.
Nipun,
Um,
there.
what do you call it? So just in case I have to go, I mean, I'll write it in, but like for my team, uh, I'm predicting a 3-2 Chelsea win. It's gonna be hard fight. I'm just hoping we're not gonna win just from like a last second penalty. Jorginho hopefully makes it in with that little hop and skip. I mean, we saw what happened with West Ham, but I'll send you my lineup. I don't think it's gonna be much different. I mean, now that the games don't matter, I think Kepa's gonna be in goal first and foremost, and then
Yeah,
Rudiger's gonna
same as
play.
me.
um, Alonso's probably gonna have his like one of his last two games there. Aspie as well. We're not gonna risk Shalaba, and we're not gonna put in Christensen. I have a feeling that my long star is gonna play, which if so, good. That 3-2 is gonna look like 2-0 Leicester win because this guy's garbage. But I'll send you my lineup in a second to the WhatsApp. But thank you for having me, Hanno. This was great. 30 minutes, 40 minutes late to work, but hopefully luckily my boss is a big Arsenal fan, so we just talk about soccer, so he'll understand.
Yeah. Thanks for jumping on, and hopefully Chelsea give something and give us some joy.
Yeah.
Yeah. If hopefully Chelsea just win, please just win. That's all we want. It's not that difficult. It's Leicester. They what ninth in the league? No, they're not ninth. Brad, where are you in the league?
Ninth or 10th, I believe. We've got obviously you or I game in hand, and essentially, I think if we win this, we will pretty much secure eighth because Wolves have obviously got Liverpool, and you'd imagine they're going to lose that game. So if we can win one of our
Yeah.
next two games, we'll take eight. But right now, I'm pretty sure we're ninth.
You're tied for ninth on points with Brighton. The only thing
Yeah.
that's separating you guys is a 4 goal difference. Brighton are at -4. You guys are at 0.
And Palace, Newcastle, Brentford, 3 points. So if you lose this game and you lose on the weekend, it's trouble for you guys. Yeah. JP, if you want to jump off, you can.
All right. Thank you for having me, and thank you guys for the conversation.
No
Um,
worries, man. Nice to meet, man.
yes. Please put in the or Hannah or whoever. If you have a channel, please send it to me. I would love to check it out.
Yeah, man. I'll follow me on Twitter. My link's in the bio. I'm no good with phone and doing it that way. Um,
Not,
or send
not
me
a
a chat
problem.
or whatever, and I'll send you the link.
Okay. All right.
Just
I got you.
nice
Okay.
one, man.
And all the
All
links
right.
will be in the description. So yeah, you
Cool.
guys
Bye,
can
y'all.
check it out.
No, bye.
See you later, Brad. See you later. See you later tonight.
Yeah, I'll see you later tonight, Nipun. So I was just typing that, so I've sent that in the chat.
Yeah.
The 433.
I WhatsApped my lineup to you. I know.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Ricardo is
so
left
yeah.
back right.
Sorry.
Uh, Brad, your left back is Ricardo, right?
No, my left back's Justin, right
Oh,
back's
it's
Ricardo.
just okay. Something.
Castagne's just been
What
used as a
happened?
centre forward, and I don't think he'll use Evans. I think he'll rest him.
What happened?
What happened to?
Casper will be captain.
But Nipun, tell the people, how do you see this game unfold?
Oh, I'm going with a 2-1 Chelsea. It's not going to be an easy game, but I think we'll just pull through.
Okay, I'm just. Brad, in 1 to 10, how would you rate your guys' season?
Look, I understand from the outside looking in, people will look at Leicester and they go, "Oh, ninth after 2 fifth-place finishes." But you have to look at your season on a context and on a whole, and whether you use them as an excuse or you try not to, it's very difficult to keep a consistency. And if we can do it by either beating you or Southampton and we get 8, I'd say that's quite a successful season on the front of it. Yes, we went out to Forest in the FA Cup. We still did it at a later stage than Arsenal, so we're still better than them, right? Yes, we don't get European football, but when a team's gone through such a catalogue of crucial injuries and chop and change in formation to compensate that, and like I said, everything that's happened throughout the season, I think if you manage to do that and come back stronger next season, that'll be the more pivotal one. I think Leicester fans can write this off, say that semi-final of European competition, something we'd never seen from this club, something we probably never thought would happen, to be honest with you, as a club, as a fans as a whole. And yeah, European semi-final and 8th, even 9th, I think it's still a pretty good season, all things being said. Especially when your man Jamie Vardy's got 14 goals in 23 games. Imagine what we'd be doing if he was fit through the season. So it's
Yeah.
just one of them.
Imagine if Vardy scored 14 goals for Chelsea. What the striker too. Striker for Chelsea to score 14 goals is it's unheard of.
Yeah. Do you see him, Brad? Do you see him retiring at Leicester or going back to Sheffield Wednesday? We're not going back to or going to.
Well, I mean, normally you don't go back to a club that rejected you, but he is a diehard Sheffield Wednesday fan. It's the only other club I can see him going to. But you've got to remember as well that he's also got that club in America. So you've pretty much got 3 outcomes for Jamie Vardy. He's guaranteed to be here next season. Depending on how that goes, depending on whether the club decide to want to keep him here for another couple of seasons. And he can either go and probably, I don't know if there's any law against it, I don't know, with his thing with owning this American club, but he could probably go out there. And if he wanted to play for them or play out there whilst he runs that club, it's either a retirement here, there, or if he really fancies a stint in possibly the Championship, it's only going to be with Sheffield Wednesday. It's the only other club I can see him going to.
Sheffield Wednesday are no longer in the Championship.
That's what I mean. They'd have to go back promoted for him to want to go there. I can't see him playing in League One. In fact, I think it'd be, with the greatest respect to clubs that are Championship or would be Championship at that time as well, he's clearly proven he's not. He's well above that standard of football. I don't ever think you'll see a part of Jamie Vardy's career where he's only been good enough for a Championship club. People might say, "Oh, of course, a Leicester fan thinks that is through blue tinted glasses," but show me a better striker with a better games to goals ratio this season. If he plays like that next season, and Leicester are etching Daka and
Harry Kane's
no,
outscored him.
yes,
Son
and
Heung-min
guess
has
what?
outscored him.
Okay, stop you right there. Harry Kane has one more goal in him and has played 11 more games. I asked you to find me a better striker with a better games to goals ratio. I'm telling you this now. His minutes per goal is 117. There is nobody better this season outright than Jamie Vardy for his game per minute ratio inside that top 10 at least. I'm not talking about someone who scored 2 goals in one game and hasn't played again. I'm talking top 10 players in the Premier League this season. He has the best games to goal conversion rate. Harry Kane is not outdoing him on that. He will be doing this for a few more years, at least at some form of level, Vardy. So,
Yeah. So, Brad, I got your Leicester lineup up. Just who are the other two midfielders? I know Tielemans and who are the other two?
the other two are Kieran Dewsbury Hall.
I'm just gonna say all. And
Yeah, it might be easier because I know there's a hyphen in his name that you might have to put in as well.
Let's see.
What time is kickoff?
Kickoff, I think. I'm gonna tell you now. Let me Google him just so then I have the name.
Yeah, he's got an awkward name because I think it's Dewsbury and then it's hyphen Hall. So I know Chris struggled to find it as well.
It's a very British thing to hyphenate names.
Yes.
But I don't know how to spell that his middle name.
D-E
Right,
D-E-W.
I got it here. So let's see. Grand Bruce. No, not Pele. I said Kieran Dewsbury. Going to. Okay. Just paste. And then say search. Okay.
And it keeps bringing in the Brazil.
Okay, so Kieran.
Why are we putting in icons?
Because it wants to put in Pele for Leicester City. He wants really to put. Okay, so they don't have him. Squad Builder doesn't have him. So
then they're not going to have the other one then, which would be Brunt.
Just imagine Kieran, whatever his name is
Dewsbury Hall.
Yeah, I can't pronounce.
You won't find Brunt either then. Well, you might, but he might come up a bit easier because he's got an easier name. But he's probably a bronze star.
Who's the other one?
Brunt.
Who?
Brunt. Brunt.
Brunt. See, let's go to club. Leicester. Okay, so guys, just imagine Kieran is there and the Brunt is also there. Run us through your lineup quickly.
So again, there might be the change in midfield because he's been renowned to put Maddison at right wing. I like Lootman there, but it seems that Lootman prefers to play on the left, and Harvey Barnes has been having a good time. So Madders goes in there. He seems to have a lot more freedom. Vardy, again, mentioning his goals. He likes scoring against the big six. Barnes on the left wing. I've been a little bit disappointed with him at times through the season. I don't think I think us being a bit one-dimensional of attack hasn't benefited him, so I will give him a bit of leeway. But if it's not Lootman, it's going to be Barnes' first name on the team sheet. The middle is pretty much what it's been most of the season, minus Ndidi or Mendy. The only reason I've not gone with Mendy is because I think Brendan's hopefully looking to move away from that central defensive midfielder, and that doesn't affect Wilfred Ndidi. He's probably the closest we're ever going to get to replacing Kante. He's very versatile. He can play in that midfield as a holding midfielder and not a defensive midfielder. He can even play centre back. If you remember our win against Liverpool. So I think going forward, he's got an idea that he wants to play with just a flat free midfield. So that's why I've gone with Yuri, KDH, who's been predominant throughout the season, and Brunt being a youngster that has actually already made his Premier League debut, came on against Spurs, played in the Cup. So the signs are ominous that he's the next one that Leicester are looking to put into the team and get in. Left and right back, Ricardo's apparently fit for this game. He wasn't quite fit for Watford, so I think Rodgers is just going to pick him. And JJ's been phenomenal on the left. He's actually the reason that Thomas isn't getting in the team, because his slightly older left back is running the show. Fofana speaks for himself. If you're going to pay 80 million for Maguire, you've got to be adding a couple hundred, no, not a couple hundred, couple of more million on top of that to get Fofana out of Leicester's grasp, because he's just phenomenal. The footballing brain on the lad and his ability on the ball. We've genuinely found ourselves another gem in him. Casper, as I already talked about, Ward was supposed to play Norwich and Watford according to Brendan, but he felt his knee before the Norwich game, so that's why he only played one. He's going to be playing. And the reason I've gone with Castagne at centre-back is I also think that Rodgers likes his players to be versatile. There's not many players that can't, or he doesn't try to adapt to playing two roles or style of their role. Madders is fondly in number 10. As you're seeing here, he's been given the right wing role, which he's had a few weeks. Castagne's been trialled as a centre-back. And I know he stepped in a few times casually over the season and the season before there, but he has been taking that role more predominantly. And I think, given our injury front and how we've suffered with him this season, Brendan having one eye on next season might be turning around to Johnny Evans and saying, I don't want to risk you getting injured. I want you fit for the pre-season and the start of next season. So, yeah, it's just why Castagne is there, because Rodgers randomly puts someone at centre-back. So, yeah, pretty much the squad.
Yeah, and Nipun, I got Nipun's lineup here. Nipun, you have got a few changes to make. Let me just. It's not this one.
Yeah, I bet FIFA has all the Chelsea players, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Look at that! Look at that!
Yeah. So Nipun, Kovacic hasn't trained, and Havertz, I don't. So Havertz is a question mark. Oh no, yes. No,
Wait, why didn't Havertz make the squad for the FA Cup final?
hamstring problem.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hamstring problems. They're like a mystery ball themselves, aren't they? Yeah, hamstring problem. It could be 2 weeks, it could be 4 days, or it could be 7 weeks. That's not a bad looking side, considering. Shame we can't play decent football.
Yeah. But Nipun, you don't want to take Kovacic out because he hasn't trained. He didn't train yesterday. You want to take him out or
Then
not?
go with Jorginho in it.
Okay, Jorginho. And then Abbott, still playing him, although he's a question mark, or do you stay with Abbott? No Lukaku yet.
Sorry about that. My phone decided to go for a flying lesson.
No. Looks like it. No Lukaku. You're not convinced.
Oof. Lukaku. I mean,
Bumkaku.
Must I put him in? Or would you keep Havertz, although he's a question mark?
Lukaku couldn't hit a barn door.
Okay, so this is your final team.
may I just say
Yeah.
that Lukaku reeks of Liverpool Benteke this season. The man scored a couple of goals and started claiming that he was back, and I think that's a little bit embarrassing for a man who's used to scoring against a lot more goals. He's becoming a Benteke. If you remember Benteke when he was at Liverpool,
That's an insult to Benteke.
that might just be.
No. Okay, but yeah, let me show you guys. Just run through your lineup and tell the people why. I think he froze. Is he frozen? Nipun, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good. Just go through your lineup and tell the people
So
why you chose these players.
I just chose Rudiger because, like Brad correctly said, he loves a goal against Leicester. Mendy speaks for himself. James, because Aspie is past it. We can no longer have him as a regular starter. Mount, because he provides all that work rate. Ziyech, because you never know when he turns up. He can sometimes turn up, he can sometimes ghost.
Yeah.
You sound very optimistic in your team.
Sometimes it may be good, or sometimes it may be sheep.
Yeah. So let me go. Yes. Okay. So this is my lineup. I got Kepa because why bother play Mendy? We're not playing for anything. I'm going with a back four because we need to. They got three players in midfield and they're energetic players, young players. So I need three in midfield to match up with them. Briol is correct me if I'm wrong. He's like our Mason Mount,
Oh yeah,
hardworking.
yeah, definitely.
So you need someone there, and Brandt, I don't know him. Honestly, I don't know him. So yeah, and Alonso because who else you're gonna play flipping Kennedy there or Saw. No, thank you. James because I don't want to play Alonso there, and then Pulisic because he has been good these last few games. Lukaku because Havertz is not right. He's not okay yet.
Brad.
Yeah.
You've been linked with Hussein Awal.
You're gonna have to tell me that name again. I don't know who that is.
Midfielder from. He's a midfielder from Olympique Lyon, French international.
No, sorry,
Arsenal were linked with him.
I don't want to sound horrible, but I just don't recognise the name. I can't give an opinion on a player. I don't know. I genuinely just don't know who that is.
Who? What knew you're talking about? What player?
Hussein Awal.
Who?
Oh, Aura. Aurier or whatever his name is. I don't know
Oh,
enough. Well, however you pronounce his name, I don't know enough about him to speak about him. Like I said,
Yeah, but Alonso because yeah. Who else is playing Reese because I don't want Aspi playing the weekend. I know many people, some people want to give him a good farewell, but I don't care. You can
it's fair enough. Sometimes you got
Jorginho,
to say sad to sentiment.
Jorginho because he controls the game well, and would you have Saul there? No, thank you. Loftus Cheek. I would play Saul, but I think Loftus Cheek will bring a bit more energy. I think, but I wouldn't be angry if we play Saul there. And then, of course, Kante. And then Pulisic because he has been good lately. Lukaku because Havertz is not ready yet. And Ziyech because Ziyech is on top. He's good. He's good. He's not on top for me. He's good, and he needs some playing time. So yeah, and I'm gonna keep this, and then I'm gonna quickly just add JPT's lineup. Just well, yeah. Nipun score prediction.
um, Chelsea 2, Leicester 1. It's at home, right?
Yeah, it's
Yes,
at
it's at
home.
Stamford Bridge.
Are you making your way down there?
No, no.
Mm,
I'm not going to the game.
right.
In fact, I can't. I
What?
How many
can't.
games have you been?
Okay.
I
No,
can't even
How
you.
many
remember the
games have you
last.
been to this season?
The only game I have been to this season, everybody already knows what game it is. I've been to this season. I haven't actually been able to get to a game for years, and it wasn't even a Leicester game. I went with Chloe to go and see Man City Brighton.
Man City, Brighton.
Yeah, the
Oh,
joys
I,
of
I
dating
thought it was
somebody who
Man
doesn't.
United.
No,
I
no,
thought it was Man United, Brighton.
no. Unfortunately, I wasn't there for that one. But they
That would have been a better game to go to, in my opinion.
well, that was the first game that we met up at.
Ah,
If she was going,
fair enough,
and
fair
obviously I
enough.
can jump on. I'm near the area, so that's when we made our first meet. But yeah, Man City is the only game I've been to this season. It wasn't to go and watch us on either.
So I wish JPT was here to explain this lineup because it's actually mad. It's
I've just seen how many players you've taken out.
Left back Saul, Aspie. So everything I said, why I've not picked my players, I think he he has done. He has picked the players I said I. Okay, no, we have Kante Saul. Okay, okay.
Out jumps
And
good old Santa
how
Claus.
is this gonna
Wait,
work?
why am I singing
I don't know, Nipun. I don't know.
I
Christmas
just
songs?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Oh,
10.
not singing anymore.
We need
Nipun,
one.
just quickly, why he's editing this squad? Why Hanno's just doing this squad? Because I'll ask Hanno the same question if that's all right with him. Honest
Yeah,
opinion. I know obviously you're not under the ownership of Roman Abramovich anymore, so that whole tagline that he sacks managers no matter what they do, are you not concerned that with the way the season's potentially petering out for Chelsea and another FA Cup loss, a hard to take but still a defeat in the Champions League? How have you seen his tenure? Do you fear that maybe next season or potentially at the end of this season he could be moved on, or do you still see him as the manager that's going to push Chelsea forward?
I think he'll be with us for a very long time, in my opinion.
Interesting. What about you? What about you then, Hanno? While you're doing that, if you can multitask, what do you see?
Um,
Do you fear maybe Tuchel? Well, not fear. That's not a good. Do you potentially see an end of season where Tuchel moves on, or
I think if he doesn't bring instant success to the club, I think the owners may let him go because they want they want success because it doesn't help. Um, they give him all he wants or close to what he wants, but he doesn't deliver trophy. And if were still under Roman Abramovich and he didn't win that FA Cup, uh, I maybe think he would have
do you,
been sacked. So that's my thing. And so if he doesn't bring success like the domestic cups this season, next season, sacking is on for me personally.
I just get that feeling. It's like it's hard to shake a tag when you're tagged as a club that does certain things a certain way, but it also does feel like he's flattered to deceive a little bit from an outside looking in. Like I know you're third, and you former your CR. I personally feel that your new owners will fear the club stagnating into that club that just finishes third, but you're nowhere near a title push, but you're all right. There's an outside chance you'll drop third, but you know what I mean. You're getting into a comfortable position, and that can be dangerous, can't it? You get used to a comfortable position.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm not certain if it is if Chelsea is going to get that success of because of this ownership. That's my only thing I'm scared about. So yeah. Um, the other time podcast put Werner as striker, but Werner is missing tomorrow's game. So I have messaged him and said and asked who he is putting instead. And I first thought it was back four because he didn't have Alonso in the 11. But so, but then I saw the attack. So yeah, uh, yeah. I think we're at the end of the show. So quickly, just give Brad, give your predictions and your final thoughts.
I normally don't, I really don't like, as most fans probably don't like, going against their own team. My Leicester heart says that we're going to get a draw, but honestly, I've just got this feeling that Chelsea are going to walk it. I don't know why. I think Vardy might get his big six goal, but I think Chelsea will win 3-1.
Yeah, for me, I think it's gonna be tough for me. But like I said, for me, it's going to be low scoring. I think it's probably gonna be a 1-0 draw for me personally. I don't think we're gonna beat two guys at home, personally, because I just feel we don't have that power. So yeah. And
Gonna
upon your prediction was 3-2 with Chelsea.
I said Chelsea 2, Leicester City 1.
Oh, 2-1, 2-1. So yeah, I think that's everyone's thoughts. Make sure you like, subscribe to everyone's channel. I'm gonna link it in the description. I want to thank Nipun, JPT, and of course Brad, our special guest, for coming on to the channel. And yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully it's a positive result for Chelsea. But hopefully, but for Brad's sake, it is Leicester win. But I don't think it's going to be that. It's more likely to be a Chelsea win. Yeah, game kicks off at 8 p.m. UK time. I quickly tell the people what you guys have got coming.
So I've actually got a wrestling podcast coming up. It's on my YouTube channel, A Matter of Opinion. If you follow me on Twitter at Full Time Focus, the link to the YouTube channel is there. It's episode 4, and basically me and my panel will be discussing what era of WWE they think is the best. There's been a lot of great eras, so we'll be discussing that. I'm looking forward to doing that. That'll be recorded Thursday and then up on the channel by Friday. So yeah, that's where you can find me, and that's what I've got coming up. As well as obviously, I'll be jumping on the end of a watch along for a post match for this, and yeah, lots coming up for me in the next couple of days.
Yeah, Nipun.
Yeah, I'll be on Sadiq's channel later today. On Worldwide Chelsea. Go subscribe to him. And I will also be live on my own channel at 8 p.m. UK time. That's exactly 24 hours before the game. Again with Brad. It will, like I said, it will actually be a Rangers versus watch along combined with the preview. So Brad, you don't have to stay for the whole thing. The preview
Yeah,
will be about an hour.
yeah, okay, mate. That's no worries.
So yeah, go check that out. And yeah, you can find me on Instagram, on my 2 Instagrams, N with 4 I's and 3 U's, and on Sharma, I think, yeah, and on Nipun Reviews Cuisines. You can find me on Twitter, on my 2 Twitter handles, NSSports93, which is my YouTube Twitter, and my personal Twitter, TheNipunSharma. You can find me on Twitch on Sharma Talks Lifestyle, and you can find me on my 2 YouTube channels, NS Sports TV, my main channel, and the British Lifestyle Blogger, which is my anything but sports channel.
Yeah, Sky, you guys have heard everything we had to say, and yeah, thank you again to the guests for coming on, and I hope everyone has a great day further. And come on, Chelsea!